Hello. Welcome to our today's Decay, celebrating births and beginnings since the dawn of time. September 26th edition. And what all happened today, Louis? You want to tell them? You want to take this one? In 1609 today, in the Gangwon-do province of South Korea, there was a UFO encounter that, what are the details? What are the details? Over several different provinces in Korea, a shiny object resembling a bowl or a wash basin suddenly appeared over the skies, making a thunderous sound. Oh, am I boring you? Making a thunderous sound and flew fast like an arrow, and that heaven and earth shook. It looked as if it would land, but then it tilted and rose, and then it disappeared into sparks. Not the band. With a comment that it looked as if it was in the air by some energy. That's from the annals of the Joseon dynasty. Amazing. Amazing. Not the first UFO encounter throughout documented human civilization, but still, 1609, pretty damn early. I love this stuff. What else? Today, Winsor McCay. I am quite drawn to Winsor McCay, born today, 1871, the father of modern animation. Yeah, what else? John Zachary, born today, 1918, the cool ghoul himself. I met him a couple times at Chiller Theater conventions. I was desperately trying to get him near the end of his life to come be a guest at the Midnight Monster Hop for Phantom Creep Radio, because we were an hour horror host troupe, Phantom Creep Theater. We started to kind of take over the Midnight Monster Hop, which was previously just like a rock and roll psychobilly event. But then as horror hosts, we were basically doing our version of his Disco Teen, his TV show in the mid-60s, where like he horror hosted rock and roll bands on television. I know that's like pretty deep of a cut. Is that a term? I think is that what people say today? Anyway, that's what we were doing, and I was trying to get him to come, but his assistant at the time said he's just not in the position to do this anymore. So he didn't, but yeah. In another universe, maybe it happened. Yeah. But in this universe, Dreams of the Rarebit Fiend, The Pet, premiered today in 1921. That was a animation of Winsor McCay. So not only was it his birthday, but in 1921, he got to celebrate the release of this short film, which is super fun. Definitely watch. I guess Rarebit was like... is it like a grilled cheese, kind of, sort of? But like with a very specific English-type ingredients of some kind or another? Anyway, I guess the idea here is he had a whole series of animations called Dreams of the Rarebit Fiend, where basically if you like eat too close to bedtime, you'd have these really intense dreams of all different sorts. And in this one, he, the main character winds up adopting a pet, and it gets out of control. Long story short. What do you think? Is that what happened here? Are you out of control? Is this just all a nightmare? A piece of food, undigest, that is putting me into fantasy land or something? No, that must not be the case. But what else? Fantasyland. Why? Next stop, Hollywoodland. And Hollywood Babylon in particular. 1944, Victoria Vetri was born, who was in Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth. Is that right? I think so. She was also a Playboy Playmate in like 1960 some odd. And when I lived in Los Angeles, she lived across the hallway from me in the same apartment complex. And we became friends, and she let me borrow some books. And then when I was moving out, I just remember her getting really crazy. She was like yelling things that like I hadn't returned the books. But I had returned the books. I swore I'd returned the books. I actually since then have gone and bought the same book. Oh, here it is. This was the book that she let me borrow that she said I didn't give back. I did give it back, I swear. I bought my own copy because it was really good. Because it's really all sorts of like interesting, super rare, like silent era stars going back like every single year. Like John Bunny and all these like 1915 people were like, you know, you think of like Hollywood stars and it really is like the 20s for the most part, right? But there's like so many people here. Anyway, she let me borrow it. And we talked a long time about this. And then I moved out. She got really mean. She seemed to must have forgotten where her version of this book went. And next thing I found out, she was arrested because she had shot with the intentions of killing her live-in boyfriend. And I think she might still be in jail over this. This was like 15 years ago, something like that. I don't know. Victoria Vetri. What's her other name? Vanessa Carlson? Is that right? Ooh, I forget. She goes by another name too. Anyway, she had like a Cadillac in the parking garage that was like under wraps that like was a gift from Hugh Hefner, I guess, to be a Playboy playmate. You got these. It's all very surreal. This was not where you'd think somebody would wind up, just across the hall in Hollywood land. Just another tale is Naked City. Who else? What else? 1958 today. Derby Crash, Of the Germs, born today. And last, but certainly not least, Carnival Souls, the Herc Harvey production. Premiered today in '62. Salt Air Pavilion, Salt Lake City, Utah. I've been quite obsessed with this movie, and we used to collect Salt Air Pavilion postcards because this was like this destination point, probably like turn of the century, 1920s, something like that. Can't find them on the top of my head, but they're here somewhere. Anyway, that's it. The whole day, from me to you, till tomorrow. Goodbye.